CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code chicken.
Guys, the Chickens here, back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, it is the Season 19 sneak peek that you've been waiting for. We're going to break down everything for you. We're going to show you the entire tech tree, some of the deck layouts, and yeah. So, Season 19, Wreck with Mech. Before we get into this, guys, make sure that you are using the code chicken in the shop if you're going to pick up instant training for the season, especially right now because I'm doing the giveaway in just about 2 or 3 days at the point of this video. So, make sure you're using the code chicken when you get your instant training, and you're entered to win $100 worth of free instant training. That said, let's dive into the good stuff. So, Season 19, Wreck with Mechs. Now, check this out. We got the Mechs. We got them right here, right after the third engine. They are a required unlock, and they cost all of 32 keys. But let's slow it down a bit. Let's bring it back here. And the biggest thing about Season 19 is there's going to be a star reset, which I'm super excited about. So, typically, the season ends in Warships, and wherever your rank ends. So, for example, I finished at rank 22 and 32 stars. Typically, you get 40% of the stars that you earned in the previous season in the next season to start you off at whatever rank that is. And, you know, you get all the chests per rank, so that's a lot of keys and it's a lot of tokens. This season, we're getting 30% less of that. The point of this is, why this is so important, is because one of the problems that has existed in Warships since it began was a lot of the top players were simply able to stay at the top because they were getting a lot more chests at the start of the following season because they finished so high in the previous season. So this is kind of a reset, a soft reset, not a full reset. There'll still be an advantage for where you finished last season, but it's going to be, you know, 30% less than what it typically is. So that's huge. That's huge. And we don't know how this is going to play out. This could limit, it is a 21-day season. This could limit people from being able to get to the end of the tech tree. That might not be possible for everybody. So that could eliminate something that we call even tech. So when people get towards the end of the season, typically all the upgrades and the unlocks, things like that, people have the same stuff. You might not be able to get the same stuff. If there's, let's look at the tech tree here. So if there's an important upgrade towards the very end of the season, say building damage or troop health or whatever, or getting the microwave or whatever the meta dictates that's very important to have, everyone might not be able to get that. So although the soft reset's a great idea in my opinion, and it sounds nice, it could cause some issues as well. But the cool thing is, we don't know how that's going to play out. So I'm very excited for Season 19. I think it's going to be really cool to see. Not only do we have a new troop, we have the first star reset that's ever happened in Warships. And yeah, so let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about the star reset. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Let me know that down below in the comments. So let's go ahead and start unlocking stuff. So the first thing I want to show you guys is we want to max out the landing crafts. We want to get troop health. And we want to get to heavies as quickly as possible. So heavies and Zookas are going to be the meta right out of the gates before we get to slash as we're at 3 engines. Now there's 2 ways that you go from here, and we'll talk about the differences. So we're probably going to skip this multi-node, and we're going to go for machine guns right off the bat. Let's max out the troop health. I don't know if this is correct. I just need some tech to open up the 3rd engine. So we'll go like this. I might get the message to save your game. So here's the 3-engine deck layout. It's really cool. It's different for sure. So I don't know, maybe something where they're all spread out, maybe. But also keep in mind it's gonna be heavy Zuka, so it's not necessarily, you know, you're gonna be able to split drop pretty easily, especially with 2 ramps. So yeah. So right off the bat, we got heavies, we got Zukas, and then on the left we have mines and we have mortars. We don't know if mines are going to be that important to get, but I wanted to show you guys this. Let's get the mechs. Now, the cost of mechs is 32 keys. To upgrade them, they're pretty cheap to upgrade, 270 at the max cost, so about 600k total. But look at this. When we go into battle, look at this. We only have 1 mech on each boat. It doesn't show us the boats physically, but when we go to load our troops out, if we go over to the main base, we can load out 2 mechs per boat, right? The landing craft's level does not carry over into warships from the main base. So I think it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. One, mechs don't do a lot of damage. You see this right here. Their damage per second is 792. Their range is short. Their movement speed is slow. It's funny. It says the unit size is... well, actually, that makes sense for Landcraft. But they don't do a lot of damage. So I don't see how they're going to work with heavies and Zookas, because you can't even use them for mine clearing or something like that, because one, they take up an entire boat. It's a waste of just not throwing extra heavies. And two, they're slow. They're going to be slower than the Zookas. They're going to be slower than the heavies. Actually, I think they're the same speed as the Zookas. Yeah, movement speed slow. So they're going to be right there with the Zookas as they blow up over mine. So that's not going to be an option. So I don't know. Unless something crazy happens, I would advise against upgrading them. Do not put tokens into mechs. It's probably not going to be worth it. But let's talk about the starting meta right off the beginning again. I think I'm going to go Zuka, Troop Health, and then Heavies. I think Heavies and Zukas are going to be a lot stronger than anything else right off the bat. You could make the argument, that some people aren't going to have enough keys to get mortars, but you're either getting mortars or you're getting machine guns, so you're going to have splash damage to do with Zukas. So, yeah, we also have Brick. Brick is technically before 3 engines, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, because we have Heavy, Zuka, Brick. It might be worth it to get all of these defenses right off the beginning, is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Because we want flares too. Flares are always huge. Brick's going to be expensive. Maybe skip Brick, because we're going to have to dump all these keys into the mech. And then go forward. Bullet is right here. Bullet's super early, so I would probably skip Brick and go for Bullet. We want this building damage, of course, as we move along forward. We don't have any prototypes too early. I'll show you guys all the multi-nodes here. Got a level 1 prototypes there, so pretty weak. Again, pretty weak protos there. And then moving along down here, still level 2, so pretty weak prototypes this season. And like I said, not everyone's going to make it all the way down here, which makes those prototypes kind of important. But if we look at the building health, I believe it's only 100% building health this season as well. So it's going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be more of a base race, basically, is what that kind of turns into. So when there's less powerful defenses, when there's less powerful prototype defenses, then that basically means just means that offense is going to be a little bit easier. And, that can be good and bad. It can be good for the players that don't buy instant training, because that usually means that, you're not losing as many troops per hit. And it's bad because it means it's going to turn into a grindy base race that, people don't necessarily enjoy. But I don't say that to to downplay the season. I'm very excited. I'm just interested to see how things are going to play out. Like, it's just so different than what we're typically used to. Because, like I said, we got the star reset is going to be crazy. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's take into consideration the star effect, right? So more people are going to be at lower levels with less tech, with less upgrades, right? So it might be a safer bet to base ride, because you're not going to have as many keys and upgrade tokens at the start. So if you go past 3 engines and you're stuck with mechs, maybe someone with mines, mortars, and flares is going to have a much easier time going against you. So that's kind of what I would lean towards. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. We are going to be going live on Monday morning at 2 or 3 a.m. 2, 3 or 4 a.m. I don't even know what the time is now. Eastern time, and we're gonna just rush into it and just see what happens, and I'm super excited, definitely looking forward to it, like I said. But yeah, I think I would lean more towards play it safe, grab some defenses. That's probably gonna be better in the long run. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. And I'm really hopeful that there is gonna be something that comes out of these mechs. I just don't see it. I don't see how they provide that much value, especially off the start of the season when we don't have a lot of gunboat energy. When we are just flaring heavies typically from engine to engine, I don't see how a slow, kind of weak troop that doesn't do a lot of damage, I don't see how it fits in that meta. Maybe later on, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm hopeful that it is going to be good, but we'll see. So then we move past the 3rd engine. We go down to the 4th. I think it's just a race to Bullet at that point. I feel like Bullet's going to be very strong. and then we want the building damage, and we want the troop damage, but we're going to cover this in detail in upcoming videos. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that it helps you out to get started on Season 19. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, guys, that is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative, and we'll see you next one. Guys, check it out. Back.